Hey everyone, welcome to yet another episode of DarkMatch in your house. I am your foxy friend Backlash here to tell you about some interesting stories I got going to an Impact House show here in Lowell, Massachusetts just this past weekend.
And I guess I'm Jim the Rabbit Cow. I am the janitor for the Skype portal for these idiots, and I got dragged along with them.
Yes, you did.
I am the Mad Striker of DarkMatch Mega Fighter 3, and thankfully, despite living in the same state, I was able to avoid going to an Impact House show.
And I am NoLeaf Clover, and I'm just happy that the house show didn't come here, so I didn't have to go to it.
I'm going to be honest with you up front. This is probably the most fun I'm ever going to have with TNA because overall the show was not that bad. But I'm going to tell you some problems right off the bat because at this current time, you know that TNA is touring Europe, right?
Yes.
Well, advertised, we had our main event advertised was AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, and we were also promised a rare appearance by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! None of these people showed up because they're all in Europe.
Oh.
Huh.
Yes, they left a small group of people back in the States to do house shows while they have all the big names doing their Europe tour. But you know what? When Immortal is nowhere to be found, the quality of TNA goes right the hell up.
Kind of like NWO of WCW, isn't it?
It pretty much is.
Yeah,
So,
surprisingly, I have to agree with Backlash there because I rarely ever watch the show because of work and hours confusing it, and I hardly ever enjoy it. And I was actually very well surprised on how much I freaking had fun there. And the drunks were really fun.
oh yes, going to Lowell, you're always going to find drunks, and finding people who are willing to go to a TNA house show, you're going to get a special kind of drunks.
Not just that, a TNA house show during the Patriots AFC Championship match.
Yeah, we were surprised anyone was there at all, because
Yeah, that should have been bad timing because that was I bet anybody who missed that football game was really pissed, no matter how much the fucking house show was good.
Actually, no. Like if we lost, they would have been pissed. But
yeah, but the Patriots are actually going to come up during the show. But I guess we'll start with what happened when we got there. When we got there like a half hour early, and Don West is in the ring trying to hype up people to buy merchandise. And he mentions that they're selling VIP passes to allow you to go backstage for $50. And they'll allow two people backstage. So Jim and I decided, want to split one? Why not? So we ended up getting a backstage pass. And what they were doing before the show is Jeff Hardy was backstage signing autographs of his TNA action figure, which I'm pretty sure is at least a year old and looks like shit. But it was
collector's edition glow in the dark action figure with half a face that doesn't really glow, and the belt looks like a cheap knockoff. Yeah, shop at TNA.com for this exclusive figurine now. Only $20.
But we both ended up buying one just, for the chance to meet Jeff Hardy, and there was a long line of people who wanted to meet him. Yeah, a lot of fangirls for Jeff Hardy in Lowell, surprisingly.
It's not really surprising. I mean, Jeff's fan base has always been a lot of girls.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we both got autograph figurines by Jeff Hardy, and I'm sure Lars is happy about that.
Yes,
he's probably already setting up his little shrine in the corner of your room, Backlash.
Oh yeah.
He didn't get another lock of his hair, did he?
No.
Thank God.
But we begin the night with Don West introducing our host for the night, which was SoCal Val. And
so this is what SoCal Val does.
Yes, this is what she does in the company. She hosts the house shows, and she gets in the ring and tries to get the crowd hyped and says that she's got two backstage passes that she's going to give out to the crowd. And this brings out Rosita and Sarita. Yes, I can't believe they still have jobs too. And they cut a heel promo saying like, "Oh, it's freaking cold in Lowell. How do you people live here?" And they start yelling at
You're from New York
and Canada.
Yes, one of them is from Canada.
Yeah, freaking Canada.
And one of them starts saying like, "Oh, you are not allowed to give out passes to anyone." And they take the passes and then they rip them up. And then this prompts bring out their opponents for the first match, ODB and Brooke Tessmacher. Now, ODB gets in the ring, and she's like, "Don't worry, everybody. I've got 2 more backstage passes to give out." And she starts rooting around in her cleavage, and eventually she finds the passes. So
yeah, I wouldn't want backstage passes pulled out of ODB's breast.
Why not?
You don't know where those have been.
You don't know what else
In
is
her
in
breast. Where else would they be? Wait. Do not answer that question.
there. It was rhetorical.
all right. Anyways, they set up the match with the stipulation that if ODB and Miss Tessmacher win, they can give out the passes to whoever they want in the audience. So they have a match, and it was all right. It was pretty good for a knockouts match because all these women are fairly talented.
I have a question.
What?
How did Miss Tessmacher's ass look?
Outstanding.
And
I
but
figured it will look outstanding in person.
But we have to give the trophy for the best ass in this match to Rosita
Hmm.
because Jim is a
Oh.
pervert and he took a close up shot of her ass.
you told me
Yes,
to.
we have that picture.
You told me to, dude.
Eh.
And plus, Miss Texmacher wouldn't stand still.
So yeah, of course ODB and Miss Tessmacher win, and they give the passes out to people in the front row. Oh, actually, I should probably mention what happened to us before the match started because, like I said, Don West was in the ring, and he starts throwing out free merchandise to everyone.
Oh God, that was a glorious.
Oh
that
man,
was.
and basically whenever anyone caught something, he'd always say, "Oh, give it to a kid, give it to a kid." Which, yeah, I guess that's the right thing to do.
You threw it to me, motherfucker.
Well, like the rule was if he throws it and it lands someplace and he has 3 people running for it, and one of them's a little kid, let the kid get it. You know, you don't want like a 35-year-old fat man running over a 10-year-old for a toy belt.
Who the hell brings their kid to a TNA house show?
Apparently, there were a lot of people who thought it was appropriate to bring their kids to the house show.
Either that or they're punishing
There are
their
5-year-old
children.
kids
Who
in
knows?
Jeff Hardy face paint. There are 5-year-old kids wearing Jeff Hardy face paint. People.
I still like to believe my theory that this is how they punish their children.
Possibly.
Oh no, the kids were like, I don't know who was worse, the drunks or the 10-year-old kids screaming at people.
Ugh.
But yeah, Jim actually caught a replica heavyweight title belt, and Don West tells him like, "Oh, give it to a kid, man." So everyone's looking at Jim. I think they even had the spotlight on you for a little bit, and you took your time figuring out which kid to give it to.
I had a group on the left full of kids that were in the actual like arena scene at the hockey ring, and those sitting on ground floor going, "Give it to me, give it to me." And I'm like, "It's my birthday." I'm like, "Fuck, birthday kid gets it." Birthday kid always wins.
You know,
No,
the
but,
kid was probably lying.
But at one point, actually, best part. At one point, we were he throws a Jeff Hardy pendant, and I was right near the pendant, so I go to grab it. This guy runs for the pendant, and so I grab the pendant. He steps on the chain. This other guy steps on it, and the guy breaks it. He's like, I was gonna get that for my son. I fucking dropped my pizza. It's like, you can keep it. You broke it. So here's a fucking assholes. You broke the chain. Like, you stepped on it. You dropped your pizza. Sorry you spent.
How is this my fault?
Exactly.
Everything that happened is because of you.
He tripped over his chair, dropped his pizza and his soda, spent $30 on it probably, and was trying to blame me. It was like, dude, you ran with food.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, our next match. This is the one match that I'm gonna say I did not enjoy just because of who was in it. It's a TV title match. Robbie E versus Garrett Bischoff.
Wait. Back up a second here. A TV title match. The television title is being defended at a house show.
Yes.
Ugh.
You forget TNA logic.
Mm-hmm. And it's really stupid what they did before this match because after Garrett comes out, Robbie E gets on the mic and says, like, "Oh, there ain't no way that you're able to stand up to people in TNA here, and you don't deserve to be in the ring with me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn my back and face the turnbuckle, and I'm going to count to 3, and I'll let you walk away without laying a hand on you."
You can go through the VIP section. You can go.
Now, in this situation, what do you think would happen?
He rolls him up.
No. We had our money on he's gonna hit you from behind, moron.
We were screaming that. Punch him, you idiot. Punch him, you fucking idiot.
Let me guess. He doesn't punch him at all.
No, he
No.
stands there.
He just stands there and waits for Robbie E to turn back around, and then they start the match. And it's fucking Garrett Bischoff. I mean, he's trying. Like, oh look, he can do an arm drag. Oh look, he can do a schoolboy. Oh look, he can do a sunset. Oh no, wait, he fucked that one up. And of course, Robbie E wins.
Well, I would hope
You know
they
what? I
wouldn't
actually
make
blame
the.
the.
I would
I
hope
blo-
they wouldn't make the television championship change hands at a house show, even though it is the kind of thing TNA would do.
Well, no, see, I don't think Garrett Bischoff lost. I think basically the ref fucked him over by pushing him up against. Robbie E is basically faking an injury, and the ref tells Garrett Bischoff to back off, and he pushes Garrett Bischoff towards the part of the ring where what's the guy's name?
Terry.
Yeah, he is it's like he's outside the ring at that point, and the ref pushes him up against push him to the rope. You stay here. I'm gonna check on Robbie E. Turns around, he gets jumped, and the ref's like, "What happened?" It's like, no.
He doesn't even get jumped. It's one forearm shot to the shoulders.
Yeah.
To the shoulder?
Yeah, and he sells it like death. Well, to the back, whatever.
But it's like, it's like if you were a ref and you have a guy outside the ring and the guy's obviously hurt and you're pushing the guy out, would you tell the other guy to go to the, get away from the ring at least? Now, here, you stand right here, right by the ropes. I'll turn my back. I'm pretty sure I can trust this guy outside who's about the size of a tank not to touch you.
Did Rob Terry look bigger in person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
And
lot
plus
bigger.
the fact we were all yelling at Garrett to turn the fuck around.
Hey, I can understand if you can't hear people yelling at you in an arena, but
when
there was everyone was on the floor.
Yelling,
there's nobody
turn
in the
the
stands.
fuck around.
Well, I guess that's part of the show. They have to ignore that shit, and wrestling logic is stupid. The obvious thing is never the right thing to do.
So, were there any We Want Ryder chants?
Oh,
There
God.
were plenty of them. In fact, I think at one point everyone was chanting, "We want Ryder! Woo, woo, woo!"
And there was a small "We Want Snooki" chant too, which made no sense.
Well, then again, Snooki can wrestle somewhat.
No, she can't.
She can do gymnastics. She can't wrestle.
That never stopped
More
Rico.
than Garrett can.
Rico was a good wrestler. Fuck you.
Yeah, I like Rico.
I said, what?
I don't know what.
I just thought the only
Where did
guy
the Rico thing come from? I was saying that she can wrestle better than Garrett.
Not true.
That's true.
So,
anyways,
yeah, Robbie E retains, and then our next match is an X Division triple threat match: Jesse Sorensen versus Kid Cash versus Shannon Moore. This was a damn good match, but here's the thing. You know how Jesse Sorensen always comes up with a football?
He didn't come up with football?
This will be a plot point in the match.
Oh.
He comes out with a football, and I think, I think it was first to enter, and he's like, where am I going to throw it? Am I going to throw it over here? Am I going to throw it over here? Throw it over here? And Kid Cash's entrance cuts him off, and I guess like he's getting fed up. Like, I'll throw the ball already, and he grabs for it and fumbles.
Fumble on the play.
And then he
number 00, Jesse Sorensen.
But Cash picks up the football and he's like, where am I going to throw it? Throw it over here, throw it over here, throw it over here. Fuck you, I'm not throwing it. And he just puts it in the corner. Then Shannon Moore comes out. They have the match. And I guess around the end of the match, they remembered that the football was still there. And Kid Cash goes to pick it up again to tease people that he's going to throw it, but of course doesn't throw it. And I guess the ref gets fed up with him and tries to grab it away. And it pops out of their hands and flies into the crowd. Shannon Moore jumps in the ring and hits the Moorgasm, picks up the win.
Actually, wrong. It didn't go in the crowd. It missed the
Yeah, it missed the crowd and bounced
crowd completely.
like onto the floor. And I guess one of the stagehands came over and handed it to some kid in the front row.
And then they just
I will say that it does sound like a good thing that they want the kids to have the most. I mean, you guys are there, and you want prizes too, but it's a kind of a good thing that they want the kids to
Yeah.
get the prizes and stuff.
Because people like me and Jim, we could buy our own. Like they were selling those footballs at the merch
for
stand.
$20, buy our stuff. Come on, people, spend money. We got 5 boxes left.
$20. I could probably buy 20 of those toy footballs at Dollar Tree.
That's what he was doing the entire time. We buy our stuff. I only got 3 boxes full of toys left. Come on, buy them. I got when he said he got the VIP passes. We had 3 VIP passes left for $50. We bought them. And we got 5 boxes left of Jeff Hardy figures. Buy one, folks. $20 a piece. It's like, what?
I don't think you understand economics, Don West.
When you have a big supply of something you can't get rid of, usually you lower the cost to meet the demand because no one's going to buy your action figures for $20.
But Don West is actively terrified of savings and low prices.
The best part was seeing him try and throw stuff into the ring. He's like, into the crowd. I got this fabric poster. He throws it and just falls outside.
Oh my God. At the beginning of the show, one of the things they were selling there was this pin-up wall scroll of Velvet Sky. And she's completely naked except for like a gun belt around her boobs. And he's like, "Oh, I got this poster of Velvet Sky. I'm keeping it."
But you can buy yours over
make sure
there.
the kid gets it.
So yeah, Shannon Moore wins, and then after the match, SoCal Val gets on the mic to announce to everyone that the Patriots have won the AFC Championship, and everyone goes nuts. Like, oh, we should have been there. And then
they lost on some bullshit, though. I won't get into the football thing, but they lost. Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, our next match is easily the best match of the night. Eric Young versus the Pope.
Oh, God.
This match was awesome, and I'll tell you why. It's due in part thanks to the referee for this match. I don't know who he is. I'm guessing he's someone from OVW, but he was an active participant in this match. Not in the usual sense that Eric Young always locks up with the referee. They did that shit, but he does a spot where he's like, "Oh, I'm going to German suplex this guy," and then the ref's like, "Fuck you, I'm German suplexing you."
He literally picked up the Pope and power slammed him, and everyone was just like, "What?"
Yes, because the Pope keeps getting in the ref's face, and then he just starts throwing the Pope around.
He pushes the ref pushes back. He goes to grab the ref picks him up beforehand, slams him.
Because
I mean, that's the kind of wacky shit that happens at house shows, though.
Because we hated the refs this night, because especially in the tag match, which we'll get to next, because they're fucking blind to everything tonight. But this guy was awesome.
And then, Pope's gloves came off, and then Eric Young's pants came off.
And he's wearing a bright pink Speedo.
Ah.
Oh, God, my eyes, the goggles, they do nothing.
Then the quick roll up by Eric Young, and then win. Actually, the funny thing is, before every match, and this match's referee is so and so. Everyone's like, who? We had the ref for the triple threat match. He came out. We booed him for no reason. The ref looked in the crowd like, "Why the fuck are they booing me?"
Boo! You look kind of like Chris Daniels. Boo!
Boo. And then, this match starts, and there's they don't even announce who the ref is, and everyone's like, "We want to see more of that ref." Make him a comic gimmick with Eric Young,
Be like Eric Young's personal referee from now on.
Great.
But after the match, Pope had been doing this whole thing oh, I'm gonna get my sunglasses to someone. Oh no, I'm keeping them. And as he's leaving, SoCal Val comes up behind him and grabs his sunglasses off his face and gives them to some kid in the crowd. And he's shouting at her.
No. The best part was after Eric Young leaves and the ref leaves. Pope is in the ring pulling a little baby fit because he still can't believe he got power slammed by the damn ref. He's like, what was that? Did I lose? Huh? What? Like he was still like what the? Did that really happen? And then he started kicking and jumping up and down, pissy.
And after that was intermission, and everyone who had a VIP pass got to go backstage. And we got to meet the Pope. We got to meet Eric Young. We got to meet RVD. And yes, he does smell like pot.
We got to meet
and Kid
Cash.
Cash and Shannon Moore as well. And also Garrett Bischoff was back there, but his line was non-existent, so he was just going around shaking people's hands.
Oh, you want an autograph? I was in a match.
I also think I saw Al Snow hanging around in the backstage area.
But he was part of the backstage area that night.
You should have approached him, and you should have approached him and asked him what a pop was.
No, we were behind the curtain. Like the arena was split in half, and like half the arena was the backstage area, and half the arena was where the ring was. And then there's like the regular backstage area, and you can see into like this little garage. And I'm pretty sure like you could see Al Snow hanging around back there talking to people, but he didn't come out to say hi to anyone. But after intermission, Don West is handing out more merch, and ODB and Miss Tessmacher were at the merch stand saying hi to people. And I also forgot to mention that we had Christopher Daniels and Mr. Anderson at the merch stand at the beginning of the show, and they were saying hi to people. And it was kind of funny because Don West announced the main event tonight was Jeff Hardy versus Christopher Daniels, and Daniels immediately gets on the ring. He's like, "You better go say hi to him now because he's not going to be the same after tonight." Good heel heat. Good heel heat.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, spoiler warning.
But our next match is RVD and Mr. Anderson versus Mexican America. I cannot believe that all of these people still have jobs. But I'm going to be honest. I don't like Mr. Anderson, but he did something fucking awesome during this match. At the beginning of this match, because
wait, why hasn't he been on TV if he's healthy?
I don't know.
He hasn't been on TV in like 3 months.
I don't know. I honestly would have asked him that if he was backstage talking to people, but no, I guess he wasn't. But here's what they do. He comes out and does this whole thing, and then he does the pose like he's reaching up for the microphone, and of course the arena is not equipped to do that. So RVD whispers to him, like, "Dude, there's no microphone coming." So he hops out of the ring and whispers something to SoCal Val. A stagehand gets a chair and gets in the ring and sets it up behind him. And as he's doing the pose, Val gets up on the chair and lowers the microphone into his hand. That was a pretty awesome.
You know, the best part was as he's looking up for the mic, everyone's looking up, trying to see if there's like, or everyone in the entire arena is looking up for the mic as well. Like, is there a mic thing up? Did you see a mic thing up there? I just see cables and bars. I don't see anything for a microphone. And we're all just looking up, waiting for it. It's like, is it coming down yet?
And Anderson got himself over with the crowd very easily just because he knew the phrase "massholes." If you don't know, that's a term that Massachusetts people who are douchebags used to describe themselves.
Which is mostly true.
And the match was okay, but here's what we were talking about with the blind refs, because there's one point where the ref decides he's really interested in seeing what the hell Anarchy is doing. And he's just like down in the corner checking on him. This gives ample time for Sarita and Rosita to run in and slap RVD and Anderson across the face.
Really loud.
This brings out ODB and Miss Tessmacher, and they start brawling. This goes on for about 2 minutes.
Before the ref turns around.
But yeah, they hit the mic check on Hernandez. RVD hits the 5-star frog splash, and they win.
But you're forgetting the best part of the match, though, Backlash.
What?
Canada.
The crowds.
You give drunk wrestling fans too much beer, they start chanting their old nicknames. They're literally chanting that to Canada the entire match. Canada. Canada.
Did they have a Mister with it? Mister.
They yelled that when he goes, Mr. Anderson, the entire arena yelled, Canada. He looked down, he shook his hand like he was like, no.
All right, so after this, it's our main event: Christopher Daniels versus Jeff Hardy. Daniels comes out first, cuts a fairly decent promo, and then Hardy comes out. Eventually, he kind of missed his cue at first, and this match was meh.
It was good, decent.
Like Hardy, it's basically the same thing we've been saying about him all the time. He just does his spots without really any psychology.
Mm.
And they fucked up the finish too, because what happens is
who fucked up? Who does
Jeff
his
Hardy
spots?
fucked up the finish.
Oh.
What happens is Christopher Daniels is going for the moonsault, but he misses, but he lands on his feet. And what they're supposed to do is Hardy's supposed to jump up and hit the twist of fate, but he doesn't. So Daniels has to stand still for like 5 seconds waiting to take the twist of fate.
Well, actually, I think the reason why they fucked up is because didn't Daniels do like the backbreaker or whatever and fuck that up too and like really hit Jeff Hardy hard in the back?
Well, Hardy's been having back problems for a while now. In fact, after the match was over, a trainer had to hand him an ice pack for him to put on his back, and he starts unbuckling his pants, and all the fangirls go, "Oh my god!"
Is he gonna throw them into the audience?
Party.
You have to imagine that, I mean, it's first of all, it's awesome that he does house shows because he usually with veteran guys like that who are hurt, they don't do house shows. They just kind of do whatever. But it's cool that he does it. But you also remember this is a guy who's made a career out of jumping off of ladders and jumping onto ladders and getting hit with chairs and falling through tables. Like
And jumping off.
I think all those guys have serious back issues. I'm surprised Bubba and Devon and Christian still work as well as they do.
So yeah, the finish was a bit fucked up, but I'm not going to hold that against anyone. It was still a decent match, and it's always awesome to see Daniels in action live.
Oh yeah, he was fun to watch. Like I said, I always like the villains because the villains have more fun with the character roles than being the straight up good guys.
So after the match, they say that Jeff Hardy's going to stick around and take photos with people inside the ring, and anyone who has a VIP pass gets to do this for free.
If you don't, it's only $10, people. $10. Get in the ring, get your picture taken with Jeff Hardy.
Hey, they got to make money somehow.
Some way, somehow.
Maybe this is how TNA stays in business. Because there were a lot of people in line.
Either paid $50 or $10.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we got to have our picture taken with Jeff Hardy inside the ring, and that was pretty fun. But the most surreal moment of the night was as we were leaving. They've been playing music all over the loudspeakers whenever there was no match going on, whenever we were at intermission, and as we're leaving, the Black Eyed Peas come on. The song Boom Boom Pow. And Don West is on the mic going, "Oh, this is my song." And he starts singing along. The most surreal thing you will ever see in your life is Don West going, boom, 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 boom.
I think that would scare me.
That sounds painful.
So yeah, that's an Impact house show for you. It's pretty silly and kind of fun.
I'd say it's the right type of silly and fun because it's not as crazy as say when the lightsaber battle from what was that pay-per-view?
Hardcore Justice.
Yeah, it's not as silly as that, but just enough to actually have fun with it and not be like this is retarded.
It's like Brodus Clay silly, basically.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite moments in the entire night was when the RVD Anderson match they had when Tessmacher and
ODB.
Yeah, ODB came out. And ODB's like walking up behind them like she's like a freaking cartoon character. You know, she got her hands down, tiptoeing behind Rosita. It's like, really? You're okay? She's like, shh.
And I gotta say that I should have mentioned this earlier, but Eric Young sells his gimmick. Like when I was talking to him backstage, I actually asked how things were going between him and ODB, and he's like, "Oh, it's going great, man. Hey, do you know where I could get donuts around here?" If you don't get the joke, the thing about Lowell, Massachusetts, is there's a Dunkin' Donuts on every street.
Oh, I want to live in Lowell, Massachusetts.
That's the whole thing. When we were driving to the arena, like there's a Dunkin' Donuts, there's a Dunkin' Donuts, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, that's a new one. They opened a Dunkin' Donuts over there.
And get this, there is one inside the arena as well.
Damn.
I am going to Lowell, Massachusetts because I love me some fucking Dunkin' Donuts. Closest one to me is like 6 miles away.
I can walk to at least 3 of them from my house.
I'm pretty sure there's one on the one just a mile or two away from my place.
This is bullshit.
Oh yeah, they're all like a mile away from me, but it's like, I can just walk there and like get like 3 donuts for myself. It's like, so it was like awesome.
What were we talking about again?
We're talking about the house show.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Eric Young.
Yeah, sorry. But no, like I am kind of glad I got dragged along with this because I actually kind of had fun. I was surprised by it.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't get to do is I wanted to ask Shannon Moore how he gets his hair to stand up like that.
And not stab people with it.
So yeah, that's an Impact house show. Like if they're ever around you, I'd suggest going because tickets are fairly cheap and more often than not, it's pretty easy to get a backstage pass.
Although I have to ask the question: if Flair showed up, how crazy would it have been even more?
Probably very crazy. Although he probably would have brought Gunner with him.
Yeah, I don't want to see fucking Gunner.
Yeah, who wants to see fucking Gunner in a match?
Although I do picture backstage, Ric Flair, can we get your autograph? Sure, $5.
I'd pay $5 for Ric Flair to autograph something. So yeah, that's the TNA house show. I think that's going to do it for this episode of In Your House. Once again, I am your Fox friend Backlash.
I'm Jim the Rabbit Cow. I hope we don't get sued for that comment.
I'm Mega Fighter Free.
And I am NoLeaf Clover.
See you next time.